What's up, Scoop Podcast? I'm your host, Erica Crouppen, and on today's episode, we have a special in-house guest, Rachel from House of Pets.
Hello, hello. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. So my question to you is, how did you get into like the social media at House of Pets? Give us the early story.
So, just to give you a little bit of background from where I've come, I have been at this store since I was actually like 8. I'm 27. So I've been there a long time. In 2018, we took a huge turn and we decided to move locations and move the entire store. And when that happened, I took over like store manager position pretty fast. It was a little bit crazy, was incredibly unexpected, but moved up to a store management position. And I kind of had to make a choice. I was like, am I going to go full in on this store and make this my life and make this my future? Or am I going to use this as like my platform to try to find something else out? And once I got really, really into it, I just told myself, this is where I've been my whole life. This is where I want to be. But now I have a little bit of control. If
Yeah.
that's, I had a little bit of a choice as to what route the store was going to go. And as we all know, social media and just online content and online sales and all of that is just kind of where we're going. And if us being a mom and pop brick and mortar store, we had to get relevant or get out. So, I mean, that was kind of my thing, was to throw myself into social media and just figure it out.
Yeah, and that was the biggest thing. And that's why I think it's really valuable. And I thought it was going to be important to put this in the content lab because with being Pooper Scoopers, we're local small business owners. And it's really important to get involved within the community because the community is what's going to be your referrals. They're going to be down for you. I've noticed if anybody writes anything like negative on the page,
they'll jump to your rescue. Oh my gosh, they will. Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So you have been with the store for a long time. Where was the store at before?
So we were actually just across the street from where we're at now. We were still at Ford and Middlebelt, but we were on Ford Road. Now we're just on Middlebelt. We just moved literally across the road.
Yeah, that used to be a pizza place back in the day.
Yeah, it was Cece's Pizza.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yep.
It's been several things actually, but I remember it being Cece's for a while.
Pizza, and then an American Pie, which I think is like a knockoff Cece's Pizza.
Yeah.
But and now a pet store, and we're pretty much the only store that's lasted there for a while. I mean, we've been there since 2018 now.
Yeah, that entire strip mall has changed a lot.
Yeah. Once Kmart died, it was that whole strip mall across the street. That was why we got out of there.
And I don't know if you guys know this. I don't know for those of you that are watching, if you remember Kmart. Kmart was huge.
It was amazing.
For our area. And the one in Garden City was the first Kmart.
Yeah, it was massive.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like a huge store. It was kind of crazy. Once it went, whole Garden City, it was like, well, what do we do now?
Yeah, where do we shop? What do we do?
Mm-hmm.
Kmart is the whole reason why. Listen, you guys, the only reason why I have Crouppin's Poopin' Scoopin' is because I married a guy named Crouppin. And the only reason why I married him is because my aunt ran into him at Kmart in Westland.
Oh my gosh.
They just so happened. Yeah, because my husband and my cousin Stephen, which was her son, they were best friends growing up. And I remember going over to Aunt Karen's specifically to catch Josh Crouppen over there. Yeah, because I thought he was so cute. I've had a crush on him since I was like so young.
Oh.
And it just so happened I was going through a breakup and my aunt knew about it and she was shopping. They got to talking. He asked about me. I was working a day shift a couple days later because I needed money because I was broke as I was going through a breakup trying to figure out, I'm like, oh no, how am I going to live on my own? I don't want to go back with my parents if I can avoid it. I did for 2 weeks. I left on a blow-up mattress in the basement. So anyways, I'm working the shift. I was like, oh, let me go see Aunt Karen at the hospital because she works in the ER. And she's like, I ran into Josh Crouppen and he asked about you. Yes, exactly. I get on the Facebook and I messaged him like immediately. And then
I heard you asked about me.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And that's, it was whatever ever since. And that was back in like 2011.
Wow.
So I say all to say, that's a long story about Kmart. Kmart was very important to us.
That's crazy. Wow. Kmart, where it all started.
Yeah, that's funny. They're like, clean up in aisle 5. So enough about me, enough about Kmart.
Yay, Kmart.
Okay. So you're at the store and you're starting to do social media and we're realizing like how important social media is for a small business. So talk about how that really started and where you went from there.
I don't know if there was ever like a woo moment. It was like we had before we moved, we had a Facebook and we had an Instagram, but the manager that was in the position before me, she wasn't old, but I mean she was an older person, so she didn't have any experience with social media. It was kind of nothing she ever focused on or really dived into. So then when I kind of got into it, I had people, oh yeah, we drove 45 minutes because we saw a video about the bird that was on your shoulder doing kissy noises. I mean, it just kind of started out like that. And then what what really sent us off, we when we moved locations, we changed a really big policy at our store where no animals were allowed to leave the store unless we had proof of an appropriately styled setup.
Yeah.
Once we did that, it took off. It took off. I mean, there was a video on that hit 101,000 views just because we mentioned that. Um so it once that started, the amount of people that just kind of favored us because we will always put the animal before profit. We don't care. I mean, yeah, profit's important. Don't get me wrong. We're small business. We need to make money. Hold on.
Right.
But at the end of the day, we want to know the animal's going to a good home. So I think people seeing that on our social media, on top of seeing how we're very realistic about things, like there's right, there's wrong. I think a lot of people just really liked that, and it just brought people in. Plus, we've been in Garden City so many years. I mean, we're going on 47 years, something like that. So we just had a big following as it was, but social media, I think, combined with word of mouth and just
Mhm.
community growth and outreach is really what took it to the next level.
Now, do you have like an ideal customer? Like, do you know who are you speaking to when you are posting stuff on social media? Are you thinking about that?
Yeah, I mean, it depends on what I'm posting, actually.
Okay.
It definitely depends on the day, So I like to post things that I know are gonna invoke reaction. So, not necessarily, hopefully not negative reaction, but they're gonna invoke conversation between people, conversation between me and them, maybe shares that people are gonna start conversation off of. So when I'm posting things, I want it to be engaging and I want them to engage with me.
Mhm.
Um, because we all know algorithms and stuff.
Yeah.
That's how you get it. So, I mean, if we had a day at work where, we had something absolutely crazy happen and we like just want to share that with people, we'll do it. If it's a slow day, then I'll just go around and to take pictures of animals and like, hey, this is a long-time resident. They're looking for a home, that kind of stuff. It just depends on the day.
Okay. So do you have like a content calendar, like the planning process?
I wish I could say yes.
No, I'm happy that you're not.
I am very much so like, ooh, that would be really good. Put it on. I
Mhm.
do everything every day. I know, and I know that's so crazy because a lot of the content creators I've watched that have been like, this is how you do it. You take a whole bunch of content and then just post it, as you go type thing. I'm so bad at that. I have probably 5,000 photos and videos just because as throughout the day you're like, oh, they're doing something really cute. Take a video, and then you just kind of like forget about it.
That sounds like Stephanie. Stephanie from Turd Nerd, if you're watching this, she has so many photos and she was telling me about it. And I was like, don't get your phone close to mine. I don't want you to like use up all my space. But okay, so I am happy that you're saying that you don't have a content calendar
Yeah.
because when you hear online, they're like, you have to have a content calendar, you have to have a theme, you have to
Mhm.
have all this. It's so hard for us as small business
Mhm.
owners. Oh, I should have silenced my stuff.
Ooh, I heard nothing. I don't know what you're
The
talking
broadcasting at its finest, you guys. Hold on a second.
about.
All right, yeah, can we talk about that a little bit? Talk about like when you go to post, do you have a set time
Oh
throughout?
yeah. Oh
Okay,
yeah.
talk about that while I
Yeah.
silence this.
For time stays really matter. I mean, you want to think about when people are on their phones the most. So, most of the time we're all on our phones in the morning, right when we wake up. We're in bed, we're kind of just laying there getting ready for our day, and we're doom scrolling. And then you hit lunch and you're sitting in your car on your lunch and you're just looking for something to do, you're doom scrolling. And then evenings, like after dinner, typically once everybody is kind of just on their couch watching their show in the evening, they're doom scrolling. So those are the days that I tried to post the most. Like I'll post like If I'm doing it in the morning, I'll post at like 9 a.m. so that from like 9 to that lunch area is when that'll get seen. The afternoon, I'll typically try to post like just before just before 1 o'clock, like before 1 or before noon is like a good time. And it also depends on if it's a post or if it's a video. Like videos take me a little bit more time
Mhm.
just because editing is so hard.
What are you using to edit?
Everything in the apps. So
Okay.
like my my favorite software, I guess I would say, to edit through is TikTok. Their editing gives me a lot to play with, a lot to do, but it also is just super simplified. I like Instagram's editing too. Instagram's editing is really nice. Um, I've wanted to look into other like programs to do it on my computer because I feel like I have fat thumbs, and when I'm on my phone, it's just so hard to like get it right where you
Yeah.
want it to be. Um, but I just haven't found one that I like really like yet.
Are you an iPhone or an Android?
iPhone, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Woo!
I'm an
iPhone.
iPhone.
So you can use iMovie. If you have a MacBook,
Yeah,
you can use iMovie on there and you can AirDrop because I do everything with
yeah.
that. So if there's something that I need to expand on, because I use InShot on my phone, that is a text that's a editing app for your phone, which is really nice because you can convert it to like vertical or horizontal. You
Yeah.
can do like whatever size. It's pretty easy. But if there's extra edits where I need to expand or I need to do something more like technical, I airdrop that to my MacBook and then just use
Mm.
iMovie. And it's pretty simple. You can also
Mm.
do iMovie on your phone. I don't love it. I don't love it on the phone,
The
but
phone is hard. It's so hard. And then I feel like it takes me longer when I'm on my phone because I'll hit something wrong and then it gets rid of it and you got to redo it again. It's drives
well,
me
the in
crazy.
apps are a little bit difficult. So I would
Yeah.
check out InShot.
Okay.
I
I'm
would
gonna check
say,
that out. Yeah.
yeah, so you guys check out InShot too. I'll have to like drop a link or something in the community or in the chat. But you have to pay for it.
Yeah. And see, that was the other thing is I don't.
It's not bad.
Yeah, I just the subscription idea behind it. I was like, I just really don't want to have to subscribe to
I
something
know.
else,
I have 2 subscriptions because I have one for both phones.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
because I have 2 phones, and I always told myself, like, "I'm just gonna record on the business phone.
Yeah.
I'm never gonna record business stuff on a personal phone." I do.
Yeah. Same.
But the one camera is better, and I look better on that camera, and the shot's better, so it's like it depends on, like, what day I'm having,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I'm like, "Oh, goodness," or where my battery level is.
I even had the owner buy like a work cell phone because I was like, I'm tired of having all these videos and photos on my phone. I'm like, we need our own phone. I did the same thing. It was like an older Android, and I hated the camera
Oh,
quality, so
yeah.
I just never used it.
No, if you're gonna be taking photos and you're
Mhm,
gonna be doing social media, you have to invest. If you're gonna be using your phone, you
mhm.
have to invest in a good one.
You do. You really, really do.
Because my husband, he's got I don't know, his phone is so old, and this thing is busted. It is so bad, and he refuses to get a new one. I'm like,
Is
I
he Android or Apple?
he's Android.
Really?
I wanna I wanna break it purposely, so he has to get a new
Oh,
phone.
honey, I don't know what happened to your phone. I think it's just time for a new one. Or is he one of those? I have insurance. They'll replace it.
He doesn't know. I have no idea. And this thing, I don't even think they would cover it. It's so old. He's probably had it for 10
Please
plus
just take a
years.
free new one. Like it's
Yeah.
so old.
Well, and I talked him into getting like an iPhone for his business,
Mm.
and he was here at the office trying to do stuff, and he was getting wild with his verbiage. I was like, Joshua, this is an office place. Like, we need to be professional. He's like, I just don't understand it. I don't understand this phone. I'm like,
And see, to me, I feel like Android is so much more. There's so much more to Android, whereas like Apple, I mean, yeah, it's a little simplified. It's not as like interchangeable or customizable as Android is. So it's I don't know. I feel like it should be
well, that's what
easier.
it's nice about it. People are
Yeah,
like, well, you buy a new phone, it's pretty much the same phone. That's the point. I don't need to relearn
yeah,
anything.
but they last too. Like
Yeah.
iPhone has very good like longevity. I mean, I'm still on a 12, and my camera, my footage looks great.
Mhm.
Everything about it still works. The battery's amazing. I mean, I can't complain.
No, it does. It does. All of it looks really good. So okay, enough about phones, but it's really important to have a good phone if you're going to
Mhm.
be doing social media.
Yeah.
Because we were talking about this off air. You have a camera, like
Mhm.
a what do you have?
It's a Sony input numbers after.
Exactly. So she has a camera. That just adds another layer
Mhm.
of difficulty. So
Yeah.
it's like you have to get the camera out, and then you're gonna have to do the editing. You're gonna have to transfer it over. It's gonna take more time for you to get the footage that you need to get.
Yeah, I mean, just using it to try to upload photos onto our website, like our sales website, just putting photos on there, it was so much harder because having to like convert file types so that they talk to each other. And like, it was ridiculous. Whereas my phone, I could literally just email it to myself and go boop, and we're done.
No, absolutely. Because I sold mine
Yeah, yeah.
for
That's where I'm at this point. I'm like, I should just sell it.
yeah, I did. Okay, so we have the phone. We're gonna do social media. Business owners, like you were saying, it's a full-time job
Yeah.
just doing social media
Oh, it
management.
is. Yeah.
So from your, I don't know, from your expertise, if there's a business owner that's like, I have very limited time, I can't do this all day, what would be like the main platform, let's say for like home service providers or pooper scoopers? Where would you think we should post?
Like which app service or like
Yeah.
yeah, which platform? I like Instagram. I think Instagram is the way to go because Instagram talks to Facebook. So if you link your accounts, you can just post from Instagram and it'll go right to Facebook, or you can post from Facebook, it'll go right to Instagram. I like doing it from Instagram just because that seems to be like Instagram and Facebook seems to cover both demographics and age. So like Instagram is kind of more so for the younger kids, and Facebook is definitely for like 25 plus, age. So I like to use both a lot, but now TikTok has really like kind of changed the game. Like that seems to be the biggest one that I'm trying to focus on right now is TikTok.
So but is it translating into sales for you guys?
Yes, actually.
Okay, let's talk about
Yeah.
that.
Oh yeah. Cause like I was telling you, I had a kid that saw me on in Kroger. He was like, "Oh my god, I watched you on a video on YouTube." But the amount of people I've had come in store and be like, "Yeah, we're in here because we couldn't stop laughing about the video that you took about the guy that came in and stole dog food." Like, oh, the amount of people that just, I mean, have literally just been like, "Oh my god, yeah, we were watching your TikTok on the way in today, and it was one of the things that like really made us want to come in." That's where that video about us being like a store that requires proof of setup really took off. So
Yeah.
that was one that kind of drove it the most.
Okay, with TikTok, I always thought TikTok would be like a larger reach. How are you
Mhm.
getting local reach with
So
TikTok?
when you post on TikTok, you have to make sure you put your location. That's the biggest part of it. Yeah.
Okay.
So you put your the city that you're in, and then just algorithms do their job, and they push it. They push that more towards the area that you're in.
Okay.
Hmm.
Now, is that the younger generation though on TikTok?
Yeah. Yeah. It's definitely younger. Yeah.
Okay,
Hmm.
because our ideal customer, like our ideal avatar, is like 30s plus up to like 40s.
Hmm.
Mom,
Hmm.
got kids, dual income household.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So it's like, is that? I mean, that's me. That's me. I'm not on TikTok
Yeah.
only because I have these businesses to run,
Yeah.
and I waste so much time on TikTok.
Oh, the editing for the videos is crazy. I
Y-
mean, it'll take just for a like 2-minute video, it could take me a solid 45 minutes to an hour just to edit. Like it's so annoying, but they're also all linked. So like the amount of people that come to our TikTok and then go to our website or go to Facebook or go to our Instagram, they all send everybody everywhere.
So what's your priority? Like when it's okay, it's the day you're like, I need to post. What does that look like when you start posting on the social medias?
Um, mm. Like I said, it's such a like because like you gotta understand, like in between trying to post content, I'm doing the day-to-day things, I'm doing customer service things, I'm doing animal care things, I'm doing ordering, I'm putting orders away. So like that's why I'm probably such a all over the board person. Like I don't have the time to go, this is what I'm going to do Tuesday for 2 hours. Like
Right.
I just don't have that because Tuesday I may have nothing going on, but then I'm going to get in Tuesday morning and I got 2 call offs and now I got an order that's showing up that I didn't expect. Like it's not happening today. So sorry. So it's more of a wow, this is really interesting and people are going to like this and it's happening right now. Take it, post it now, and then don't worry about it.
Okay, let's expand on that. Take
Yeah.
it, post it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
so then you take the picture, you take the footage, you take
Yep.
the video, you upload it. What are you writing a caption? Are you
Oh,
doing
yeah. Oh,
hashtags?
captions and hashtags.
What
Yeah.
does that
So
look like?
captions, hashtags, and then your location. Those are all like the ones that I always put on every post. And caption is eye catchy,
Mhm.
something that, is maybe funny, something that's maybe I don't want to say like risque, but just something that goes, ooh, that's gonna make me want to watch that video. And then go from there. And then like hashtags, you gotta be smart about your hashtags, like obviously make your hashtags in relation to what you're posting, but there's the ones that you put on every single video, no matter what. FYP, so for your For You page. Trending is another one. For me, a lot of it is animal related content. So cute, animal, pets, pet store, all the small business. That's another really big
Mhm.
hashtag. So you put stuff that's relevant to the video, but stuff that you just use constantly because that's the sphere you want to be in.
Do you have those saved, or do you just know them off the top of your head?
Yeah, so in the apps, you can if you just click the hashtag button, it saves all the ones that you
Mhm.
have used previously, and you can just auto click, 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 use them all.
Now, okay, when you're looking at the hashtags, are you looking for ones that have, like, a lot of uses?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah. The higher the number, like the higher the amount of hashtags used, for sure.
Are you
Yep.
hashtagging your city?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, Garden City. Well, man, maybe not hashtagging the city because I just do the location. So you do location, Garden City, Michigan. What's really nice is most of the apps actually, they if you're a business and your business is on Google, they'll just automatically pop up when you start to type in your name.
Okay, yeah, I've noticed that, but I didn't know if that was just maybe for iPhone users.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't know
I
about you
don't know.
Android
I don't
people, I'm
know
not sure.
Android users. Yeah, can't speak for them.
That's so funny. Okay, and then how many times a day did you say you're posting?
2 to 3.
2 to 3?
Hmm. There are those days where I don't get anything out that day. I mean, it does happen.
And when you don't, do you feel like your next post is affected, or is it just kinda
No, no, I really don't. I feel like there's definitely those people out there who are maybe more prone to put you on. They're following you, but you're not like a priority. I don't know exactly what it's called, but like your posts won't pop up as frequently because they're just annoyed by seeing you all the time. So I mean, I'll like I said, there's days where I don't post at all, but then there's days where I'll post like 3 or 4 times. So it's very, like I said, ebb and flow. It depends on the day.
There's times where I don't post anything either,
Mhm.
and I think have you ever used, like, the auto posters? Like,
No, I haven't.
have you
Mm-mm.
thought about it?
I haven't like really delved into what they do 100%, so I'm just not educated enough to make a decision on them yet.
Well, if you ever want, I've started using Metricool, and basically you can connect all of your social medias, so if you do batch out content,
Mhm.
you can have that scheduled, and it just posts for you.
Hmm.
I will say that the engagement isn't the best.
Okay.
So, say for instance, if you wanna pre-plan your, like, Tuesdays, I know that I hope you don't have a Susie. A Susie calls in, the 3rd Tuesday usually 'cause, her boyfriend's in town.
Mhm.
So, I'm gonna schedule out some posts on that day
Okay, yeah.
because, I get large orders or whatever, I know I'm
Yeah.
probably not gonna be able to. So then that at least is
Hmm.
kinda like feeding the algorithm. But like I said, they don't perform as well as, like, when you do an edit inside of the app
I
and you
wonder why that
post it.
is. I wonder if there's like
Probably because they know it's like a foreign,
problem. Yeah,
like
maybe.
like a
You think the algorithm gods know? They're like, nah, we're not gonna post that out.
that, or maybe it's because they want people in the app. They want
Mhm.
people doing stuff within their app, and maybe
Yeah,
they're not pushing it out. I'm
yeah.
not sure.
That's why I haven't looked into them yet. It's also tough because like nobody in our store, nobody else in the store really. They got so many things going on. My staff is amazing. They do so many things in the day. So like social media isn't their concern, and a lot of them don't want to be on social media.
Okay.
Understanding of that, it's totally fine. But it's hard because it's like maybe sometimes I just want to be behind the camera. Like you're like maybe I don't want to have to come up with ideas. Can we make this like a collective effort? That'd be cool. But you gotta just kind of work with it. The owner's awesome though. He loves to be in stuff.
Yeah,
Hmm.
which is good because that's the other thing too.
Hmm.
Wanted to ask you, do you have like social media releases for your staff?
No,
No.
they don't.
Okay.
I none of my staff members. I've asked. I've tried 100 times. They don't want to be on
Then
camera.
okay.
Yeah, and it's like that's okay. I understand. I get it. It's fine.
Because that's this situation with me is I don't think my guy wants to be on social media. I took
Hmm.
like one or two pictures of him,
Hmm.
uploaded, but we all work very separately,
Hmm.
so none of our staff really sees each other.
Okay.
So we have to just do things by ourselves.
Yeah.
So you're doing the same thing. So are you using like a tripod? Or are you just doing selfie style? Like how are
Um.
you setting up your scene?
Oh my god. Really? So I
No,
never.
this is like it's basic stuff, and this is stuff that people
No.
don't
No.
do
No. Okay.
camera.
Yeah. No. No tripod, no ring light, no nothing. I there are a couple of my videos I literally have I'm at a shelf that is just like shoulder level to me and I prop my phone up on products on the shelf and I take my video. I've had I've asked the owner a couple times like, "Hey, can you please just come videotape this for me so that like I don't have to go do the back and forth and make
Yeah.
sure that it looks good." Yeah, I mean, I'm very probably small scale compared to most.
Nope, this is perfect. Now have you always been comfortable on camera or did you have to work at it?
Um, I yeah, no, I think I've always been comfortable. I did a lot of performing stuff in high school and a lot of like just, having to perform, I guess. Yeah, that's the word. So it's never really bothered me. I'm an opinionated person, so like, I like to talk. I like to talk to people. I love
Mhm.
to like pick people's brains. I probably tried to do it too much. Sorry, I didn't mean to ask that question. It just has been bugging me.
When you start your videos, do you have, like, a hook in mind?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, I always try to think of something that's gonna catch them right away, and then I always try to be really conscientious on myself of like, don't be run-on-y, like, make sure you got I don't know why, but people love cuts. People love quick, like, cuts between things. So, like, I try to do that a lot. Um, call outs, I don't know what it is, but people love, like, when something happens in our store, I call those people out, like theft, I mean, any kinda, like, crazy stuff. I always post that kinda stuff to the community.
Okay, this is all good stuff. Okay. Which I've seen the call outs and the engagement on those are
They're great.
crazy. Because sometimes we wanna do the same thing because 'cause
Yeah,
we'll get customers that stiff us.
do it.
Like,
100% do it.
"Do it?
Post them.
Should we do it?"
Unless you wanna keep them as a client. But, no, I mean, somebody that, they've been a longtime client of yours, and they know your story, and know your plights, and know the things that you've been going through, and then they wanna stiff you on that? Mm-mm. Nope.
Call them
Call 'em
out.
out.
Ooh, I like that. I wanted to go back and, like, give them their poop back.
Oh my
I
god.
thought about throwing it in their front yard.
Have you ever seen the lawn there was it was a landscaping, like, TikTok or something, and they didn't pay for all of their sod, so they went and ripped up their grass and took it. No, for us small businesses, we have to stand up for ourselves because nobody else is going to.
It's true.
Yeah, they're not.
Alright, so call outs. I put that under controversial.
Okay,
That's
yeah.
like feather ruffling.
Yeah, exactly, the risque. Yes, yeah,
Yes.
mhm, yep,
So we have our ruffling. I
mhm,
like to do like a question.
yeah, prompts,
What is it? Like relatable to where
mhm,
you're connecting. Like it's just between us. Like we're
yeah,
just talking. What's your favorite other than call outs? Like your favorite kind of hook?
educational stuff.
Okay.
I really like educating.
So do you feel comfortable kind of riffing? Like if you were to start a video, think of like what would be a quick start to a video?
Okay, I just did one on like my personal TikTok the other day, and I started it like this. Um, Another day, another dollar, but also another crazy customer. Let's talk about it. Stuff like that. We're like, oh, do something you love. You'll never work a day in your life unless you have to deal with the general public. Let's talk about
Yeah, those are good ones.
it. Stuff like that. Or people. One of the biggest videos we had posted, it was me talking about interactions. I was playing out a scenario where I was talking about a phone call that we get pretty much every day. It's an everyday phone call. Hi, do you guys sell alligators? Like, no, no, we don't sell alligators. But I did it as like a joke, and I did a back and forth thing to make it educational, but also make it like, no, nobody needs an alligator. Not a single human being needs an alligator as a pet.
Especially in Michigan.
Yeah, yeah.
Calm
It's
down.
like, please stop.
Do you scoop human poop?
Oh my god.
Uh-huh. Or this guy was trolling me on everywhere, like phone calls, emails, Facebook. Do you pick it up with your bare hands? No. How much are you gonna pay me? But no, seriously.
Yeah.
I mean, we all get a price.
I mean, yeah, how much we
But
dog? What kind of dog is it? Like,
right. But this is kind of stuff that you guys can use in your content.
Mhm,
And so you don't have to you don't have to be like, what am I going to think of? What am I going to
mhm.
produce? You just you just create content with what's actually going on
Yeah.
in your business.
What happened that day?
Yeah,
Did you have a bad day or did you have a good day? You know?
and record it. So if
Mhm.
do you have any advice for somebody that's kind of like they're a little bit afraid of the camera? They're like, I don't know how to do this.
It's yeah, because it's intimidating. Like I said, I'm so small scale. I have not invested almost anything into this other than having my phone. And it's scary because you see all these videos of people being like, you got to get this kind of camera, and you got to have ring lights, you got to like have all people there to do all your stuff for you, and it's you really don't. You got to dedicate a little bit of time to it. I mean, you definitely got to also like watch trends and like be mindful of what's going on at that time, but for the most part, I mean, everybody's on social media. There's so many people. You're going to connect with somebody's interest, you know?
Yeah. Now, when you post, are you using a trending sound?
Sometimes I do. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Sometimes I will. I more so try to pick things that are. I'll try to pick, if I'm going to use a sound, I'll take the sound and I'll go, okay, this is the sound I want to use, and then I'll do something to the sound as
Okay.
opposed to like doing something and then picking a sound.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
But are you running into the issue with because a lot of the trending sounds has a lot of profanity in it.
yeah.
What's your guys' stance on like profanity and what you post on your social? Do you have guidelines?
Yeah, so like on the stores, yeah, I myself don't use any profanity. I don't think I've ever had any like music coming through that was like super profanity based. I more so like when I pick things tend to pick the like audio clips of like phrases or audio clips of people talking. Like my favorite one is like, "Can I pet that dog?"
Yeah.
I've used that one so many times because it's so cute and it's so funny and everybody knows it, you know. But I'll put it to something weird like a bird or a snake, you know? And then you're like, okay, whoa, whoa. But yeah, but not doing any kind of that stuff on our page.
Okay, other than call outs, what do you like what does quite well?
Mhm. A lot of the like kid event stuff because we do a lot of kid and like
Yeah.
outreach stuff. That's those things typically do really well. The animals that have been like longtime residents for us that we try that have haven't found a home that always gets outreach.
Mhm.
Um, I hate to use the term like sob stories, but like we've had
The sadder
animals,
ones.
sadder ones, you know, like we have animals just left at the store all the time. And if I
Oh.
like make an announcement of like, hey, you know, this happened, does it belong to anybody? Does blah blah blah. Those get a lot of interaction.
Do you guys link up with Stacy from Lucky Dog? She's gonna be on the pod in a couple weeks.
So just they're across the street from us. I
Yeah.
mean, I can see their front door from our front door.
Yeah.
So I mean, we've interacted with them a lot over the years just because they actually operate from what I know at least. They operate as like almost kind of like our animal control in Garden City because we don't really have one. So like any of the time that people find a dog just kind of roaming in Garden City, they take it up to Lucky Dog because they got the scanners so
Yeah.
they can see if they're chipped. And I have a lot of customers that use them for grooming services and boarding services. One of their employees there I knew for a long time they had their own house sitting for animals, Gag Belly Rub Boulevard. I don't know if
Oh
you've
yeah,
heard. Yeah, yeah,
Jess
yeah.
and
Jess and
Shelby.
Shelby.
Yeah.
Yes, yep. I actually
They
worked for them for a little while, just helping out like a couple years back. They were a lot of fun.
they were scoopers too.
Yeah, they started out with poop scooping.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
I bought like a handful, oh man, maybe more than a handful, maybe like 20 houses from them
yeah,
when they decided to shut down.
yeah,
Because they had their what is it, daycare? What is it
yeah,
called? Boarding. Yeah, they
yeah.
had their boarding, and I think it just got to be too much,
That's what
and
they were
they
saying.
they had to pick or
Yeah,
choose.
yeah. I mean, they blew up fast in like the
They
course of like 2 years. It was crazy.
Yeah, and it was really cool, like, inspirational to see another female
Mhm.
like, females doing their thing, and it was
Yes.
like
Yeah.
another, like, "Okay, they're doing this, they're local, I
Mhm,
can do this too."
mhm. Yeah, yeah, I loved working with them. Their clients were all awesome, like, the atmosphere was just wonderful, and, like, they did like, when I came on, they were doing other animals too, so, like, if the house had fish or the house had hamsters or something, I could do that too. Yeah,
That's fun.
yeah.
Now, have you guys, so Stacy and them, do
Mhm.
you do any, collaboration content with any other business owners?
No, not really. It's not something anybody's ever approached us with,
Okay.
but it's something like I really love outreach. I really love working with people. I want to be everywhere. I want to work with everybody. I think anybody that's small business and animal related, all of us can benefit off of that. I mean, just the amount of people have taken your flyer off of our counter since you guys brought in those
Oh, that's
pamphlets.
good to
Yeah, no, I'm
know.
serious. Like
Should I bring some more?
bring them. Yeah, give me them.
Okay.
Yeah,
Woo!
seriously. I put them out on our register, and the amount of
Thank
people
you.
that have, that have already taken them. I mean, that's what it's about. I mean, word of mouth. Hmm.
Okay. So I know a lot of people they get nervous about going into a business and being like, "Hi, my name is Erica and I own this company.
Yeah.
Can I leave these flyers?" People come in and they, pitch the idea to you.
Hmm.
On the back end, like, what are you thinking? You're probably not judging them, like,
No, you can't judge somebody for their
no.
game. You got to do what you got to do. It. On like the dirty business side of things. If somebody comes in though and they're like, I'm a ball python breeder and I want to put up my flyers for ball pythons, I have to say no.
Right.
We sell ball pythons in the store. Like I can't have you advertising for animals that we sell in the store. I'm so sorry. So stuff like that I can't do. But pet services, we don't do that. We don't have anything to do with
Yeah.
anything like that. If anything, that just sends people to you. And if somebody maybe has like, a bearded dragon at some point that needs help, maybe you'll send them my way. I mean, that's how I think everybody benefits.
It's a good way to connect. So
Yeah.
what would be a good way if somebody to come into the office and they don't know how to? They're like, "I don't even know how to approach. I don't know how to go in."
Yeah.
Like, what would be a good little spiel to come in and be like, "Can I drop off these cards?"
Yeah, just comment. Well, I mean,
Just
so what I always tell everybody, always get to management.
okay.
Always get to management. Do not just hand your stuff to the first person that you talk to because let's all be honest, they got a lot of things going on and that's not what they're paid to do. Like that's not their job. So they're going to take your stuff, they're going to put it on the counter and then at the end of the day when they're like, "Oh, hey, by the way, these people came in and they did this," to management's going to be like, "Well, did they leave a number? Do they have any way to contact them?
Yeah.
What did they have? What were they selling?" So always get to management so that you can get your stuff to them, because they're the ones thinking about big picture. It's not the first employees.
Mhm. So my little spiel, you guys, I just like to go and say, "Hi, I'm
Mm-hmm.
Erica," and I try not to talk too fast
Yeah.
because if you talk too fast, the people behind the counter are like, "Wait, what'd you
Are
say?"
you okay?
Yeah, but it's like you're nervous, so you
Yeah.
just take a deep breath.
Mm-hmm.
America, I own Croopin' Spoopin' Scoopin', a dog waste removal business.
Mm-hmm.
Let that process.
Mm-hmm.
Because people are like, "Wait, what?"
Dog waste. What?
D I pick up dog poop for a
Yeah.
living, and I'm trying to create awareness in the local area. "Do you mind if I leave these business cards here?"
Mm-hmm.
And then if they say no, then you're like, "Okay," or ask if they have a community board or something
Mm-hmm.
like that, and
Mm-hmm.
just be as pleasant and as
Yeah.
warm as possible.
Yep. As long as you're not stepping on anybody's toes
Yep.
and you're just being as honest and kind of like genuine as you can be. I mean, I feel like most people are going to be receptive to something like that.
Yeah, which I really like because with the small businesses, a lot we wanna stick together. We
Hmm.
wanna help each other grow,
Hmm.
especially, like, with the animal stuff, the pet
Yeah.
economy.
It's a whole different ball game nowadays.
Mhm.
It has definitely changed. There's not a lot around.
Yeah. Do you wanna talk about, like, the big box stores a little bit? Like
Mm.
okay. Well, we deal with that with
I believe
franchises.
it. I 100%. Oh
Uh-huh.
yeah, I can get on that soapbox. No
So
problem.
let's talk about it a little bit, like, how they impact a small business.
They impact everything about a small business. They impact everything about your customers too. The biggest struggle that we find is marketing being false advertisement.
Mhm.
The general public can sometimes ignorance is bliss, right? So like a lot of the times you don't know better. So when you walk into a store and you see you're shopping for a bunny that day and you walk in the store and you see a bunny slapped on a bag or on a box, you're like, "Oh, it's for a bunny," because you just think that that's how it is. And big box chains play on that to customers. They play on the fact that you don't know better. So you're going to go in there and buy what you think you need. And then when you get home and it doesn't do what you needed it to do,
Oh,
you're going to go back and you're going to buy more. Um, and I know that that's why they're as big as they are, I'm sure, and why they have as much money as they do. But that's just so slimy to me. Like we don't subscribe to that ideology at all in any way, shape, or form. When people come in, like, we're going to be 100% honest with you. And if that means that you're going to spend less money with us, that's okay. Well, at least I'm not going to lie to you and I'm going to make sure that you get the products that you need. Whereas big box chains don't care. They don't care at all.
are they allowed to or not allowed? Do they have cheaper prices than you
Yeah.
guys?
Oh, yeah.
So how do you deal with that when they're like, "Oh, I can go to" I don't wanna say the name, but another one,
Yeah.
buy it for way cheaper.
Mhm.
Do you have overcoming objections?
Yeah, actually, so I have, oh, it sounds might sound slimy, but I actually have a phrase I use when people are like, "Yeah, but Petco," oops.
It's a no, you're
Okay,
fine.
cool. I just don't want to get anybody in trouble.
No, we're not gonna get in trouble.
Petco has this product for $10 cheaper and it's like 4 miles away. I'm just gonna go there, I guess. That's understandable, and I totally respect that. But when you go there, you're not gonna get the education that you're gonna get from us. You're not gonna get, the um, tailored, like very specific thing for that animal from us. Like every single one of my employees in the store owns animals that we keep, has owned animals that we keep, or is qualified enough to give care advice. When you go to Petco, oh man, sorry,
No, you're
big
okay.
like big
I just
box
I just I
chains.
just didn't want to highlight them,
I
you
know,
know?
I don't want either. Like I just don't. And that's not at all what I'm saying. But when you go to big box chains, they're just taught to sell. They're
Yeah.
not hiring people that are in the hobby. They're hiring people who just want a job. Yeah. So I think that's the big difference.
Yeah, we deal with that too, where it's like, the franchise, which I'm not gonna say any franchise names on here because I know you're watching me. I know you
In the shadows.
are. They can offer lower prices because they
Mhm.
do higher volume, they have more
Yeah. The
resources.
tiered system is horrible. Whoever came up with a tiered pricing scale, depending on the amount of product that you purchase, is a monster. That's just ridiculous to me. Just because you're buying 500 units of something does not mean that you should get it at the price break of almost 50% of what I'm purchasing it at. That's not fair. That's not fair at all.
Yeah, that's crazy. We don't deal with that yet because I'm not big enough. I could never. Like with trash bags, I mean, I buy a lot of trash bags,
Yeah.
but there's no discount
No.
if I buy more or less. It's
Oh
still the same
wow.
price.
Yeah, no, our with most of the distributors that we purchase from, it's all based off of quantity that you purchase. Or like they'll depending on how much your total order comes to whatever for whatever amount, they place you in a tiered category. And that's
Oh,
you
okay.
get that price scale because you're in that category. And it's like that's so hard when we're talking about like glass aquariums. I can buy the glass aquarium from my distributor for the price big box chains are selling it to customers. How do I win? Like that's not fair.
But I think it's by providing the value that
Yeah.
you
Hmm.
spoke. So you wanna talk about that? Like, how are you putting emphasis on, like, you're not a commodity,
Hmm.
you're value driven?
Um, I think just the overall experience when you come into the store is kind of that first initial encounter that or that initial like expectation of us that you have. We're immediately going to greet you. We're going to ask you right away. Is there anything that you're coming in specifically for today? Um, and if they say yes, okay, well, are you ready to talk about it now, or would you like us to give you some time and then you can come ask us for help? You start that off immediately so they know you're there and they know you're available. And then if they want to go wander, let them go wander for a minute and they'll be back. Um, I think the largest thing that we try to make sure that we emphasize on is the experience. We all have experience and we've all been doing it for a very long time. So like when people have questions about products, we can give them like this is how it's gonna work for you at home, not as opposed to just like reading off of a box that says, well, it says it's gonna do this for you at home because as we've learned a lot of the times, marketing isn't 100% accurate.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
true.
so just education based things.
Now, do you ever feel like you're posting the same stuff over and over again, you get bored
Mhm.
with it?
Mhm. Yeah.
But, I mean, does your audience get bored of it?
Um, when you're doing animal stuff, I think so many people just love animals as it is. I mean, just a good quality, cute photo of them is gonna like bring their attention in. But I think if it's just like pictures of snakes every day, yeah, they're gonna get bored. I did a snake yesterday. Okay, let's do some birds today. I did birds yesterday. Let's do fish today. Um, I also like to focus on orders that come in. So like if we get new things in and it's like a wow thing,
Mhm.
put it out there. Put it out there now. Um, just so that people have that time to like come in and actually see that animal. Because some of the animals we sit on for quite a while. So yeah,
Oh,
we like to post them right away.
yeah. Well, so my policy is I don't want the dogs in the yard, not because I
Hmm.
don't love dogs, it's
Right.
just because, like, I don't want them to run.
Yeah.
I don't wanna get bit.
Liability thing. I mean,
Yeah,
that's big liability.
and
Yeah.
some of the dogs, like, push me over,
Hmm.
and so there's
If they
just
have
been issues.
multiples, yeah.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
gets pretty rowdy, and if
Yeah.
if one gets upset, then the rest of
Hmm.
them do.
Yeah.
Because of that, I don't get photos of the cute dogs, and I see other
Right.
people on social media that are doing, like, dog
Hmm.
pictures and videos, and I'm like, "Oh,
Yeah.
I know that would really help."
Maybe like something where like you go and you do the poop scoop and then they get to come outside when you're done with the poop scoop and see how excited and happy they are with their clean, fresh backyard.
Oh,
You
that's a
know,
good
yeah,
one.
something like that. There you go. Yeah,
That's fun.
jumping for joy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you ever record yourself, like, stocking the shelves? Like, any of that type of content?
So I tried actually. I tried to do it was I took people into the process of us intaking a very large saltwater fish order. So I was like, "Hey, we're getting in 3 boxes of Philippine fish today. I'm going to show you what our process is to get them from boxes to tanks, and let's do it." And then it did okay. It didn't do. I think it might also have to do with like my editing skills. It ended up being a little bit of a longer video that
Mm,
I didn't want. But the process in and of itself is a process.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay, so that didn't perform as good as you wanted.
Hmm.
Um, so you're probably not gonna spend more time doing that type of content. So how important is it to pay attention to what's popping and what's not?
Well, now that I think about it, though, I don't know because I did another video that was like that, but it was I was showing people how many light switches I turn on in the morning when we come in. Oh my gosh, it is. I think at the end of the video, I counted like 15 or 16 different just power switches that we have to touch every morning. And I did some kind of like funny audio to it. And that one actually did really well. That one did pretty good. So I think I just chalked up the other one not doing well to my editing skills, just not being 100% amazing yet.
Yeah, mine's not very good. I haven't my new VA, she is doing some editing, and that video is gonna drop today. It's a sponsored jobber video, and so she added her little editing touches, and
Okay,
so I'm
okay,
super excited
okay.
because I needed some help.
I'm gonna look out for that to see if there's any tips or
Yeah,
tricks in it.
yeah. VA, it's been great. Like, she's been making my thumbnails recently.
Oh my gosh, I was gonna ask you about that. What do you guys do that through? Those are so good.
I don't know, she's doing them.
Did she do graphic
I think it's
design or
I
something?
don't think so. I think it's Canva. Do you know what
Okay.
Canva
No, I
is?
haven't heard of it.
Yeah, Canva is like the I don't know. It's like what common people can use for like editing software. I know
Okay.
there's some other it's called Photoshop. I
Oh
think
yeah.
that's what
Okay.
like the high tech people use.
Yeah.
But this is like I don't want to say like a dummy down version, but like it's an easier version, you
See,
know?
okay, all right. Because I took graphic design in high school, like as like a college course, and I did like the Adobe Photoshop and the Adobe Illustrator and all that stuff. So I was thinking to myself, I'm like, do I just get back into that? But like buying it, I was like, oh wow, I got sticker shock seeing how much like licensing for that was.
Yeah, Canva's like, I don't know, 15 or 20
Yeah,
bucks a month.
that's way
Yeah.
better.
Okay, so I seen that you share some reviews on the
Hmm.
social.
Oh yeah, always.
So how
Yeah.
often are you doing that?
So probably like I'd say once or twice a month I'll do a review
Okay.
thing. If there's especially good ones, I mean I'll always just get as soon because I get a notification as soon as Google gets a review. So I'm always like right on top of our Google reviews. Um, I'll always respond. Always respond to your reviews. Doesn't matter good or bad, respond to them. And if it's unfounded, stand up for yourself. Defend yourself. I mean, sometimes just defending yourself, that person's gonna delete the review because now they know like, oh wow, I really am horrible. I really was wrong. We actually had one like that Christmas Day, and it
Oh.
but that post did so well on social media. My
Yeah, didn't
goodness.
she came in, like or Christmas Eve or
She
something?
it was Christmas Eve. We had already been closed for 10 minutes, but we had like a couple shoppers in the store that we were just wrapping up a sale on.
Yeah.
She pried the exit door open or actually no. The last customer was leaving. She scooted herself in the exit door and tried to come in and I was like, "Ma'am, I'm so sorry, but we're closed for the day." Like we closed early because it's Christmas Eve, right? I'm like,
Yeah.
"We're closed for the day. My registers are done. Everybody's got to go home." And she was like, "Well, I just want to take a picture of a hamster." And I was like, "Ma'am, all my lights are off. Like my employees are standing here in their coat and jackets. Like we're getting ready to walk out the door." I was, "I'm sorry, it's gonna have to be tomorrow." So she went out in the parking lot and put a review on there that we were horrible and all she wanted was a picture of a hamster and that we should have been more than inviting over that. And I just was so how entitled can you be? You are showing up 10 minutes after close on Christmas Eve. You had the entire morning to come in here to take your picture of the hamster. And I said, you know what? I'm going to put that on Facebook.
Oh, yeah.
So I screenshotted it and I put it on Facebook. And the amount of interactions on just that one was amazing. It was amazing. I mean, and then and then I also responded to her on Google and was like, ma'am, management was very much well aware because management's the one who told you that no, you could not come in. And she deleted the review. So it's one of those things.
Now, when you are uploading that, are
Mhm.
you, like, crossing out their name?
Oh, yeah, always. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. You cross out their name, which, I mean, at the end of the day, it kind of really doesn't matter because they could go back to Google and look at your reviews
Right.
anyways and find that review. But in my brain, if you're making a review, you're posting it on a public platform already. You have already opened up yourself to being a public person.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, it's true, especially, like, on the comments.
Mhm.
Now,
Oh, yeah, that too.
do you respond back to all the comments
All
that
of
get
them.
left?
Every
Oh.
comment every comment I try my hardest, but usually every comment I'll respond to.
Are you doing that, like, throughout the day? Do you have a set
Throughout the day.
time?
No,
Okay.
just I check the Facebook while I'm at work. I check the Facebook in between things. When I go home, that goes on my counter, and I do not touch it. I don't do anything at home.
That's good.
Yeah,
I do everything. It's all
I
there's
know.
no boundaries.
Actually, I say that, but, like, I don't do any posting when I'm at home, but I'll definitely messages. I
Yeah.
do watch our messages, but other than that, no. When I'm home, I gotta disconnect or I'll have a meltdown.
And I think, like, responding back to the comments is important to do it,
Mhm.
like, right then and
Right then and
there,
there, yeah,
because with me, they start to, like, pile up, and
yeah.
and right now I have so many YouTube messages, I have
Mhm.
so many Facebook messages, and I'm like,
Mhm.
and the anxiety is, like, getting higher and
Yeah.
higher.
Well, then you get, like, anxiety paralysis over it because 'cause you're like, "I know I need to do this. I know I need to do this," but you just don't. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really tough. Ugh. Okay, so with, like, posting on social media and doing all of that, like, what's the main goal for you guys? Is it to drive traffic? Is it to grow the socials?
Just to drive traffic and bring people in.
Okay,
That's the biggest thing. I mean, yeah, like, grand scheme of things, we're living in Wonderland and we could get, like, monetized. Oh my god, yes.
that would be awesome.
That'd be amazing. We're a small business. We could totally use something like that. But it's really more so just bringing people in, just bringing more people into the store so that we're doing more sales.
Would you ever think about, like, automating your communication online more?
Um, Actually, I kind of already don't like the automated stuff that we've put in. So, like, the when we get an initial message on, like, Facebook or Instagram, there's that automatic one that comes back to you. I only did that because it's usually the same questions over and over again, and I tried to make something that would, like, give them all the information that's, like, the most important right away so that it didn't get lost in the shuffle if I didn't get to respond to them right away. But I know I don't really want to do automated stuff. I want to have control.
Yeah.
I hate to sound that way, but
No, because I try to automate stuff. With
Mhm,
me growing the social media, I was trying to automate as much as I possibly could with the communication with Croup and Spoop and Scoopin', and it affected it because
mhm,
I think when somebody's coming to a small business, the reason why they're coming to a small business is for that communication, that
mhm,
one-on-one. They want to connect.
yep,
And when you're giving them the same service that the big box stores are,
mhm,
they're automating you. You're just a number. It doesn't matter.
mhm.
It impacts. So let's talk about that a little bit with that connection that you get with the people.
Genuine connection.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, for me, just being in, like, the retail setting, I mean, we're face to face with our customers every day. I have customers I see 3, 4 times a week because they're coming in to buy food for their animals that many times. So you have to build relationship, and I think the more genuine you are, the better the connection, the better the chances that they're just gonna pick you over, Sally Sue at some other box chain.
Right.
Mm, Connection.
Yeah, it is. It's important. I was talking to the VAs about it, and I'm like, I got to get back on the phone, you
Mhm.
guys. I got to start doing my sales, and
Yeah.
so
You can't do it all, though. You got
ah!
cut yourself some slack.
I know I'm trying to figure out. I'm like, okay, we're gonna have to. I
Mhm.
don't know. I don't know what we're gonna do, but we're gonna figure it out.
See, I get a little bit lucky because I got boss man to take care of the real big, really big picture things. He
Yeah.
pays all the bills and does all the money things, but I'm sure you're probably doing all of it, right?
Okay. Well, if somebody wants to find somebody special like you, how does it happen? Jeez.
So I always I love our boss. He's basically like a grandfather to me. I mean, he's a very important person in my life. So there's him, there's me, and then there's another manager. She's been there for like 25 years. She works 2 days, I do the other five. We're basically like a little family. So it's really nice. We all have our own little areas that we deal with. He deals with all the little big, like the big picture things, the making monies move. I do the day to day. I do social media. I do e-commerce. She does dry stock ordering. So, like, we all have our own little areas that everybody does so that it doesn't feel so overwhelming.
Yeah, and the fact that she's been there for so long
Hmm.
and you've been there for so long, like that, like What is he doing? Is it a culture thing?
He actually gets a lot of backlash sometimes because our staff's women ran. It's always been women ran. I mean, we've only had actually this year, just in this last actual year, we have 2 male employees that have made it longer than like a month. And he's gotten a lot of backlash over that because they would say that he was hiring for the wrong reasons, to be like a skeezy, creepy old man. And like that's not the case at all. That's not the case at all. It all boils down to the type of job it is, which is a predominantly cleaning job and a,
Yep.
and a predominantly technical job. Not to say that males are not capable of that. However, women just clean better. It's just one of those things. So I think we do have that culture of like we're a very women positive space
Mhm.
and it's a very women driven space. But that's not to say that he doesn't welcome every single person into the place. We're very lucky to have him.
Yeah, he's partners with I can't remember his name, but owns the janitorial.
Yeah.
Because that's where I buy my supplies at.
Oh my God, R&B.
Yes.
Yes, that is him.
Okay.
Yes,
Oh, okay.
that is him.
That is him.
Yeah. So the person who runs R&B, that's Rick.
Is it a brother or cousin? Or are they
They're
friends?
just friends.
Okay.
Yeah, they're just friends. But Bill's son was there, also like co-running it for the longest time. That was like the not younger kid, but
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
And so Bill is the one that owns, or I talked to him over at the janitor, the supply.
But that's Rick.
That's Rick.
That's
Okay.
Rick. Yep.
Yeah. For some reason, I
Real
talk to him all the
tall
time.
guy. Yeah.
I'm like, I never caught his name. And I've talked to him for like
Yeah.
6 years and I just cannot bring myself to be like, what's
Oh
your
my God,
name?
Rick is
I
awesome.
remember it now.
Yes. No.
Okay.
No. He's awesome. He's
Because I'm
so
like
great.
looking for a name tag. I'm
So
like, does he got a name tag?
they both own both. So they're just co-partners for both of them.
Yeah.
Yep.
I love it there. I mean, I could easily go get my supplies
Yeah.
online. I could
Oh
buy
my
them from Amazon. I
gosh.
specifically go there because of the customer service,
Yeah.
because of the education. He took me in the back of the supply area and he let me feel the thickness of the bags.
Yes.
He let me put the
Oh my
bag
God,
on
you
my
probably use the
bucket.
same bags that we use. I
But
love
yeah.
that. Yes.
And because of that, I'm like, yes, they might be a little bit more
Mhm.
expensive, but I'm going to keep coming here because
Yeah.
I want to support local.
100%. 100%. Everybody in that building loves what they do and has been doing it for so long.
Mhm.
They'll talk to you about anything.
He actually let me do like a tour because when I was looking for an office space, I was
Mhm.
like nervous. I didn't know what to look for, and I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, I don't know what to do." And so he was like, "Well, just come check ours out," because I had never really paid attention to other small business owners
Yeah.
like their offices, like what to look for, what do you need.
Yeah.
So he was like, "Well, this is where everybody works." And I'm like, "Okay." They got a little kitchen, okay. So when I got this space, like I kind of wanted to look for a little kitchen area, a
Yeah.
little office space,
Yeah.
and then something to record.
I love Rick.
Mhm.
He is so awesome.
Yeah, he's super sweet.
Yeah, but I mean all of them. I couldn't be lucky enough to have the bosses that I do.
Okay, so for your position, what is your position actually called?
Store manager.
So you're the store manager.
Yep.
Okay. So the store manager, that means you're the social media manager.
Mhm.
Okay. And then what other things do you take care of within the store?
So I do like all the day-to-day stuff. So like delegating the
Okay.
employees, keeping them on task, intaking orders, invoicing, sometimes scheduling, sometimes payroll. Like if boss man's out, then I gotta do payroll and scheduling. Um, I just do all the day-to-day ordering things, making orders, placing orders, taking in the orders. Um, Customer service, I do that. I'm the problem solver when when somebody has an issue. That's usually me. Um, Anything to do. They boss man likes to call me. They like to call me the technical enthusiast because like anything tech related, they call me to do that. So like if the Google accounts aren't working, it's me. If Excel's not working, it's me.
That's funny.
Yeah, I'm a jack of all. Sometimes I'm a plumber too. Sometimes I'm an electrician. Sometimes you got to be able to do it all.
So it just goes to prove that this can be done.
Mhm.
Social media, you can grow a nice social media
Oh
following
yeah.
with intention.
Hmm.
Figure out. Yeah, I think I mean, you covered it really. You're posting things that are happening throughout the day.
Hmm.
You're not like trying to like fabricate fake content.
Nope.
You're not trying to like view chase. You're just
Hmm.
giving the people the value.
Hmm.
And I think that's why it's worked so well because those call outs, like everybody's like, you're invested.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah.
did they get busted? Did you guys get the
And then
products
keep people
back?
updated too. Like
Mhm.
when I went through the whole court process with the one guy, I kept everybody updated the entire way. When the other girls didn't show up to court and had warrants put out for them, I took them every step of the way with me because people want to see that stuff. They want to know.
Yeah. It reminds me of this couple on social media. They put their drama out all the time, and it was juicy. And when they broke up, I was devastated. I
I'm
was
like,
like,
God, what do I watch now?
I know. I'm like, I hope he gets another girlfriend, and I hope she's just as toxic.
We have a wall of shame. Like right when you walk in our
Yes.
front door, there's all these pictures of people who have like stolen from us or done something sketchy. Just that people love too. They'll take pictures and post it on Facebook and be like, every store should do something like this. Just
Yeah.
invoke reaction from people.
Yeah, I like that. Okay. What did you say? What is your favorite type of content to create?
Educational.
Educational.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. And then are you just creating is it super short content? Like,
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's all just short videos. I don't think anything's over. If there is a 5-minute one, I'd be surprised.
okay, so they're super short. Where
Hmm.
do you know where your sweet spot is? Like where
About two
people
and a half minutes.
okay.
Yeah. After 2.5 minutes is like the longest. If you can keep it at like a minute and a half, that's definitely better for sure.
Okay.
Hmm.
All right, cool. Well, let me go ahead. Let's check the chat and see if anybody tuned in. I can't even read that far. Oh my gosh. Okay, that Brian just said clean up on aisle 5 and then this is Emmanuel. You were so kind. So we didn't get any questions, but that's okay.
That's okay.
That's all right. Well, I appreciate it. Is there anything you kind of wanted to touch on before we close this out? We had a good
Hmm.
conversation.
I guess I mean just thank you for having me and like doing this and having the idea to do this. I think it's a really beautiful idea and I'm very excited to see where it goes.
All right. No,
Hmm.
I appreciate that. This was so I've been praying on this for a while. I have been just trying to figure out like where the next move is with the
Hmm.
content creation because a lot of this is a labor of love.
Yeah.
It's
Oh
not
yeah.
like, I'm making bank off of it. A lot of like crouping, spooping, scooping money
Hmm.
has been invested into it. And then I mean with the sponsors, that's really helped.
Hmm.
And so I'm just trying to think of like big picture with it.
Hmm.
And I get bored by myself. I'm like,
Yeah.
I just don't want to talk to myself anymore. I want other people.
That's me. Like where I'm like, I don't want to like I would love to do videos where like you just come up to your employees and you're like, what's the number one thing that everybody should know about owning a reptile?
Yeah.
Like that kind of stuff. And like I don't have anybody to do that with.
Like man on the street.
Yes, 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 yes.
Do any of your customers, do you have them do video with you? Anybody?
Actually, it's really funny you say that. Wow, that's really creepy. In like the last 3 days, I've had this idea of like, what if like some of your regulars you approached and was like, hey, would you be interested in maybe giving like a live review
I
or
would.
something like that? Just like, hey, do you want to like, how'd you find House of Pets? Why did you come to us? And what kind of animals you got?
Yeah.
Like just something like that to interview our customers. But I got that anxiety where I was like, ooh, how do I go? Hi, do you want to like be on my video for free?
Yeah, right?
you know?
Because some people are really nervous about being on camera,
Yeah,
and then other
yeah.
people are like, sure. If you ever want to do it, let me know. I'll come up there.
Oh, sure, for
I'll
sure.
do
Heck
it.
yeah, yeah.
Do you have, by any chance, do you have the little microphones that plug
I
into?
don't.
Okay,
I've thought about getting one.
I'll have to show you them.
Okay.
Share some clips with you of the videos I recorded yesterday, and I'm like far away from the camera, and you can hear my audio
Well,
crisp.
I really liked your one calling out people's neighbors. Do you open your windows and it smells
Oh,
like dog poop? That is so relatable. I think everybody has probably at some point in time had a neighbor like that. That's yes.
the house I was at, the neighbor, I stepped in a pile of their dog poop earlier in the season, and then I pulled up again yesterday, and it was just everywhere, and I was just so upset. I was upset for my customer.
Yeah.
I thought about just scooping the area just so my customer doesn't have to deal with the neighbor's poop.
Wait, who wants to smell not their dog's poop?
And
I know.
he told me, he was like, "Oh, it's awful in the summer." And so I
That's so
put
sad.
every time I go over there, I slap a door hanger on their door, and I'm now parking my truck in front of their house.
I love it. I love it. You're gonna hire me.
You're going to. It's gonna happen. All right, well, cool. We'll set that up. I'll come
Yeah.
in. I'll do that.
Heck yeah.
And then
Yeah.
if other people see it happening,
Yeah.
you could be like, it would be something like this, and you could just send it to your show them.
I was thinking about making a post on Facebook and being like, "Hey, this day, if anybody wants to come in, I'm going to be doing open customer interviews," is what I was going to call it, or something like that.
Yeah, that'd be good. Look up man on the street
Okay.
questions.
Okay.
That's very like um I don't know, like I can't think of a question off the top of my head, but where you just ask them a random question and you're
Yeah.
like a news anchor and you kind of just record and they're
Oh my god, I
like,
could do that because I can be intrusive. Just like
yeah,
appear out of nowhere and just like, so what brought you in today?
yeah.
What's your reptile's favorite bug?
Oh gosh, bugs scare me.
Oh yeah, we do a lot of bugs.
Oh, actually, before we hop off, can you show
The
yeah, show
babies.
the
Yes, yes, yes,
babies?
yes, yes. Oh gosh, they've been being so good. They're just napping. Come here. Oh god, I couldn't come without something fun being here.
Okay, we're actually getting questions in the chat, so we'll answer those in a minute.
Okay,
But
for sure.
she's got the babies, the sugar gliders.
Yes, I brought my baby sugar gliders. We're not
Okay.
babies anymore, but they're still my babies. Hi.
So can you
Here.
what is a sugar glider?
So sugar glider is a marsupial. It's basically like a flying squirrel, but they have a little pouch in their bellies, or well, females too.
You show the camera right there.
Oh wait, yeah, that's right. Pop up. This is Hef. His name is Heffy, and he's like a flying squirrel.
Oh my goodness, you're so
Yeah,
cute.
yeah. He's like, "Where's my ladies?"
We scooped for this one customer. She's got a little baby monkey.
Oh my
And so
god,
I didn't
yeah.
know what you were gonna pull out of the pouch.
Could have been a monkey. You never know.
I was like, is it gonna be a monkey? I don't know.
Yeah, we so our store actually has like the highest licensing within the USDA. We can have any animal we want. But
An alligator?
any animal we want.
She can have an alligator if she
Actually,
wanted.
USDA doesn't care about reptiles. They only care reptiles aren't regulated.
No?
Yeah, for the most part, they're not. I mean, there's some states that have regulations on it, but it's really primates. Primates, you got to be careful with.
So I dated this guy that had 2 snakes, and I'm afraid because I don't know much about them.
Right? Yeah.
And one of the clips broke off, and so the snake was like getting out of it. And I called him. I was like, "Hey, your snake's getting out, and I'm gonna open up the front door. I'm letting it go." So he came home from work and got it's either Verdi or Kane. I can't remember which one, but one of them ended up in the bed with us.
Mhm.
He
You're
was
warm.
fine. I was not. I was
You're
like,
the warmest spot. I just had to get warm.
I was so nervous. I was like, this thing's gonna try to kill me. He's like, Erica, this thing is not. This is a little baby. I'm like, okay.
It's not gonna eat you.
I know. Okay. So let's see. What is the most effective way you have running your business quickly? Hold on. Okay. What is the most effective way you have of running up business quickly? Okay, that's what they're asking. Like, how do you get customers like faster?
Huh. I would say having things they want to purchase is one of the biggest things. You know, having product that you can stand behind and say is worth their money. 'Cause, I
Mhm.
mean, if you're not selling something that you wouldn't buy, I mean, that says something. Um, Location. I mean, that's another big thing. You want to be in a good location. And social media. I mean, yeah, you want to be on social media now, especially if you're just starting out. Like if you're just starting out, that's your best way to get your business out there in general.
Do you guys put any monies into ads? No.
I mean, sometimes like when we do our kids events, just to like get that as far as possible. Sometimes the owner will do like the boost stuff, for, like a Facebook post. That's really it though. Like,
Okay.
yeah.
So it's all organic.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. So keep posting on social media. Be
Mhm.
like she said, be where the customers are. They're on social media. With
Mhm.
us, we don't necessarily have products to sell, but we have the service that they want. We also could have the availability that they want. Um, we're here to serve our customer the best that we can. So if you have a lot of customers that are wanting twice a week, or you're having a lot of customers that want that Friday, Saturday, Sunday service, maybe you're a Friday, Saturday, Sunday service and you're not working as much on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday type
Mhm.
deal. So you can kind of customize your stuff that way.
Mhm.
So it's a good one. Do you have any good ideas for engaging prospective customers that you have contact info for in a non salesy way, like casually saying, I'm on their mind? Like, hey.
Oh yeah. We take emails in our PO through our POS system, and then like anytime we'll like if we get a new order in with like exciting animals in it, put that out there to them. If you're doing any kind of event, put that out there to them.
So you're emailing?
Yes.
How
Yeah.
are you doing that?
Just through our POS system, it just keeps keeps emails, like stores them for us, and then we can just email right from the computer.
POS is point of sale,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah. Point of sale.
I learned that from the Pet Shop Girls.
Okay.
I don't know if you listen to
No.
them. They're a good podcast.
Okay.
You check them out.
I should. Yeah.
What the Carly, we became friends on Facebook. I don't know if it's her real Facebook, but she posts on it enough to where I think now we're friends on Facebook. So I'm very excited. Because I've been following them for a really long time. But that's similar to our CRM that we have. Like I have Jobber. That's where I do all my customer communication. I do all the routing, do all the things.
Mhm.
And there's also a feature in there where we can email blast our
Oh, yeah,
customers.
do it. Yeah,
So you definitely
definitely.
want to utilize that feature if you have it. And if
Mhm.
you don't have a POS or a CRM or whatever you want to call it, go ahead and click my link down in the description to get your
Ooh.
14-day free trial with Jobber.
Hey, there you go. That would actually be the email thing would probably be a really good thing for you guys, like in the summertime, like when you guys get really busy, like around holidays and things like that, right?
Fun fact, we actually slow down in the summer
Do you
because
really?
people are on vacation. The dogs are on vacation. It's
Okay.
hot. They're eating less. They're pooping less.
Wow.
Our prime time, we're coming up to it once the winter's over.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of snow that melts. It's crazy for like 6 to 8 weeks. 6 to 8 weeks.
Mm,
That's where we like build up our routes,
yeah.
and then it kind of dies down. And
Really?
then in the winter time, it peaks back up.
Really? See,
Hmm.
I would think you guys would be crazy during the summer.
No,
Wow.
yeah, because people are home. They're out there. They're
Yeah.
hanging out. People don't want to go out in the winter.
Yeah.
And after the snow, that's overwhelming.
So they're really most people are buying because they don't want to go pick up snow and pick up poop like in the cold
Yeah.
time. Yeah.
So
Okay.
our customers don't come to us because it's like a pleasure.
Mhm.
Like, oh, I want to buy this. I'm super happy about it. There's usually a pain point. And
Mhm.
so we need to speak to like their pain.
Mhm.
Okay. Either you don't have time, your husband won't pick it up, your kids
Yeah.
won't do it, or they
Yeah.
don't do an efficient job. You hurt your back, you
Yeah.
lost your leg, you lost
Mhm.
your eyes, whatever. I've heard it
Mhm.
all.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I believe it.
I'm ready to leave my husband over this. I actually had a kid hire me. He used his allowance money and hired us. I also had a woman hire us, but we weren't allowed to park in front of her house because she didn't want her husband to see us on the cameras. And we had to come between like certain times. I felt like I was in an affair, that I was like the side piece and I needed to be snuck in and snuck out.
Wow.
Yes. You see it all.
Oh no, I believe it. I just the, I've had phone calls that have literally sent me through a loop and been like, "Is this Twilight Zone?
Yeah.
Did I just experience this?"
That would be a good story time.
Oh, I have. I've done them. Some of them though, I put on my personal TikTok though because I don't feel like maybe it's appropriate for it to be on the
Yeah.
store's TikTok. But the ones I post on my TikTok get a lot.
A lot of views.
Yeah, I just posted one last night. I went from like 0 to 2,000 within 20 minutes.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Okay. What social media do you feel is not worth your time? Do you have a social media that's like, if you're limited, only pick this one or two?
I pretty much only do Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. I don't do any of the other ones. I tried to get like our customers into Snapchat.
Mm-hmm.
That just didn't work for
That
me.
wasn't working.
Yeah, it was just too much. I couldn't keep up with it.
Oh, dude, I can click on that and make it bigger so I can read because my
Oh.
old lady
Oh, and
eyes were
it
struggling.
probably puts it on the screen too. Oh,
Yeah.
that's
Okay. That's
cool.
nice. See, learning things. Thanks for being a part of this with me. This is great.
Yay.
Okay. So I think we're good. All right, you guys, we're going to wrap this up because we've been on for an hour and 16 minutes.
Oh
This
my
is really
gosh,
good.
wow.
Okay, so if anybody wants to keep up with you, they want to follow, they want to get in touch, drop your socials. What is
At
that?
House of Pets Inc. on everything. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. We are just House of Pets, INC Inc. We also have houseofpetsinc.com that you can go to and you can look at the animals that we have available in store, the services that we offer. Kind of everything about us is all there.
All right, well, cool. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Yay, thank you for
Yeah.
having me. This was fun.
All right, until next time.
Bye,
Bye, you
guys.
guys.